Hey guys, it is Mike, and I used to be the Budget Audiophile, and for a long time I thought about posting a video talking about what happened to the Budget Audiophile and kind of sharing my experience with that, because I had last year commented on a few videos of Steve Guttenberg's, and I had a couple people that used to be subscribers to my channel comment on that saying, hey man, what happened to you, so anyway, I thought I'd share my experiences with that and kind of what happened and kind of tell you guys the story. So I guess I have to do a recap starting out. First off, of course, who was I, what did I do? Well, I was the Budget Audiophile. I reviewed stereo equipment, hi-fi gear, phono stages, turntables, integrated amplifiers, preamps, DACs, cables, you name it. If it had to do with hi-fi or audiophile stuff or stereo equipment in any shape or form, I basically reviewed it and talked about it. I tended, as the channel name would suggest, to focus on the budget end of things, typically things under $1,000, but things did go beyond that a little bit occasionally. And I had, towards the end of it, I want to say I had about 2,500, almost 3,000 subscribers, which, compared to some channels is a small number to be sure, but, I felt good, and I had a lot of people that liked my channel, regular viewers that enjoyed the content I was putting out and that sort of thing. And so I was always excited about it, and I was always proud to put out content. Another thing that I was really proud of with my channel is, except for some stuff that I bought from Audiophile Audio, that I received from Audiophile Audio to review, everything that I had reviewed of the 100 products that I reviewed over a 2-year period was all but 5 of them were stuff that I purchased directly to review. And I was kind of proud of that. And I was proud of the fact that because of that, it kind of made my channel sort of unbiased in a way, or at least I felt that way. So anyway, one of the videos I put out in May or June I think, of 2020 was, I sort of did an update video talking about that I had a fire at the house that me and my wife were renting at the time. And that's, of course what happened. And as a result of the fire, my wife and I have always had a little bit of contention, a little bit of issue with me doing the YouTube, but it was less to do with the YouTube, more to do with me spending money on hi-fi gear to review. And that fire, us having to move and all of that stuff, brought a lot of that out into the open, and all of that. And so, because you let things in a relationship, my wife and I have been together 11 years, 12 years, and a lot of that kind of gets buried under the surface. You go through the mundane day-to-day existence, and a lot of that does get kind of buried. And it did come out, and we had a big fight about it, and and it basically came down to the hi-fi stuff or me, and me and the kids essentially. And I love my wife, I love my kids, so obviously I chose that path. So one of the things I did obviously was delete the channel, and it sounds bad in that way a little bit, but I'm actually kind of glad I did it, because at the end of the day, one of the great things that it necessitated was me kind of having hitting the reset button on my enjoyment of music. Because to be quite frank with you guys, for the last 8 months of having that channel, of doing those reviews and that sort of thing, I didn't really listen to music anymore for enjoyment. I mean, there were times, I'm driving in the car and things like that and what have you, but by and large, when I've sat down in front of any piece of equipment that I had or was getting in or any of that stuff, I would do so under the guise of, this analytical, critical mind, which meant that I wasn't really enjoying music anymore. But by getting rid of the channel, getting out of that mindset, getting away from that, it really hit the reset button for me, and it actually came out for the better. It really, truly did. And I don't really think about hi-fi gear anymore in the same way that I used to. I used to have a lot of these, sort of barriers that I put upon myself. Oh, Class D sucks, and or vinyl's better than digital, or any number of things. But by hitting that reset button, it kind of took me back to square one, and really allowed me to start over again. And I'm kind of glad it happened in a lot of ways. I got rid of all my vinyl that I had. I saved a couple that sort of hard to find albums that I really enjoyed. But again, that reset button has been great. And so anyway, I guess that's about it. For the last, almost 2 years, I've been focusing on work. I got a new career going on, making quite a bit more money, which is always a good thing. And, over the past 6-8 months, I've kind of bought some more gear, kind of got back into it a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but I've got some JBL Studio 530s. I've got it hooked up to a little chip amp here that I play off a DAC. But my primary setup now tends to be headphone listening. I have an iFi Zen Air DAC, something like that. It's the basic one that they came out with for 99 bucks. A great piece of gear. I'll probably do a review on that soon and talk about that and share that with you guys. I have a set of Grado SR80s I use with it, and that's my primary listening. I tend to have this set up on when I'm kind of more passively listening. Like, I don't come out here, and of course we're in the garage now in case you can't tell, but when I'm doing yard work or something, I tend to have this on, and it's a nice sounding setup. But suffice it to say, I'm glad to be back. I will not be doing as many audio equipment reviews. I definitely want to stay away from that. I have a lot of albums I want to talk about and things I want to talk about music related. So if you guys are interested in that, I certainly am interested in sharing my opinion of music with you guys and that sort of thing. So it's something I'm excited about. But anyway, take care and have a good one.